October 15, 2025 will forever remain the saddest day of my life. On that day, the nation received the shocking, heartbreaking news of the passing of my party leader, the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga. Nicknamely Agwambo, Jacom, Baba, Tinga, Nyundo. A giant of democracy, a defender of the people's deeds. Heroes never die. They live on in our hearts, and of those they leave behind, like me. First, I extend my deepest condolences to Mama Canon Ida Odinga, Rosemary Odinga, Junior Odinga, Winnie Odinga, and the brother, the new party leader of ODM, Dr. Oburu Odinga, and Her Excellency, the sister, Ruth Odinga. Honorable Speaker, I stand here as a profound product of Raila Odinga. For those who know me, once upon a time I was a watchman with Kenya Railways. I had a greatest honor serving under him as a member and a leader within his party after my checkered past, from a toilet cleaner in Makongeni to a watchman with Kenya Railways, and now standing before you as the leader of government business and the leader of the biggest party, East and Central Africa. Honorable Speaker, I am here today because Raila believed in me. When nobody else did, he saw a leadership in a young Teso boy from Makongeni. Something many thought impossible in the politics of Nairobi, a Teso to be elected. Through his hand and guidance, Honorable Speaker, have been elected now 3 times record. Ever in the history of Kenya, I'm imagining another Teso who will be ever been elected 3 times in the capital city of Nairobi. When the world doubted me, Honorable Speaker, Baba said, yes, I can. I am here because he was with me. Speaker, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga was a nonconformist, a fighter who refused to bow to injustice and taught as such, a believer in truth who spoke to power unshakenly. Though tortured and detained for nearly a decade, he never retreated from the dream of a better Kenya. Though his victories were stolen, and we must repeat to say that, though his victory was stolen, not once, not twice, he chose peace, extending the hand of reconciliation to his oppressors. As Winston Churchill said, success is not final, failure is fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Baba continued always. My Honorable Speaker, when Baba believed in a cause, he pursued it to the very end. No amount of intimidation, nor tear gas, police brutality, nor detention without trial could silence him. He stood firm, always driven by conviction and love for this country. The streets of Nairobi was also a man of peace. Whenever he sensed the nation tearing on the brink, he would retreat for the sake of unity and stability. He was a Kenyan moral handbrake, the voice of reason amidst chaos. He will not allow the path of division. The higher path of nation. Kenya was truly blessed to have the son of Mary, that's Raila Odinga, as a statesman and not a warlord, as others wanted to portray him. Honorable Speaker, during his steadfastness and courage, Baba gave Kenya a 2010 constitution. For those who do not understand and enjoy the 2010 constitution, with this elaborate bill on the Bill of Rights and a gift of devolution where we are currently called the members of the County Assembly of Nairobi. If it not was Baba, today, seated here, we will still be called councillors. But now we have a dignified name, the honorable members of the County Assembly of Nairobi. He fought all his adult life for democracy, good governance, rule of law, and human dignity. Baba believed passionately that Kenya could and would transform from a third world to a first world country. He often reminded us how at independence, countries like South Korea were at par with Kenya, but this since surpassed us due to visionary leadership and discipline. Indeed, as a Minister of Roads and Public Works, he capitalized and championed transformative infrastructure projects, which to date are iconic, earning him appointment as African Union Representative for Infrastructure Development in Africa. A continental recognition of decades of dedicated service for Africa and to Kenya. Honorable Speaker, Baba fought tirelessly for our nation's environment, even when it cost politically. Honorable Speaker, I was privileged after the burial of Baba during Teroburu to have passed through Mau with His Excellency Governor Sakaja. I remember from our takeoff from Opoda Farm, we spoke the first word with the Governor on top of Mau Forest, where I asked, we still have enough land. And Governor said, it's out of Raila Odinga, who fought for this Mau. If it was not him today, Mau Forest could not be there. Honorable Speaker, you remember the history of Mau Forest. At a point, it was a measure of a statesmanship. As Theodore Roosevelt once said, a great leader does what is right, even when it's not popular. Baba lived the truth and preserved the Mau Forest for generations and generations to come. Baba was a firm believer in the rule of law. Whenever he felt aggrieved, he always sought redress through the judicial processes. Through this legal pursuit, he played a pivotal role in shaping Kenya's electoral jurisprudence, particularly in entrenching the principle that presidential results declare the polling stations are final. The Supreme Court decision in Raila Odinga 2013, 2017, and 2022 have immensely enriched our electoral legal framework, providing enduring guidance for future conduct of elections in our country. Honorable Speaker, Baba was a fearless crusader against corruption and misrule. In all their forms, he believed that corruption was a malignant cancer eating away every fabric of our nation and stifling, and he was against the politics of tokenism, even near to his death. Some of us can attest this. Raila Odinga did not believe on the politics of tokenism. Kenya's progress, he stood as a people's vigilant watchman, bold, principled, and unwavering in his pursuit of integrity in public life. With unmatched courage, he exposed deep state scandals within government, often at a great personal risk. We shall forever remember his relentless pursuit of truth in unearthing the Anglo-leasing maize scandal, NYS scandal, as well as infamous Mamluki Athur Margayan affair. Among many others, he brought to light in defense of the people of Kenya. Honorable Speaker, Baba was a man without malice. He bore no grudges, even against those who betrayed or opposed him. He believed in forgiveness and reconciliation, which is a true mark of a statesman and a reflection of his deep humanity. He showed us that leadership is not about vengeance, but about courage to unite, rebuild, and move forward. It's because of this rare character that Raila Odinga cooperated with the late President Moi, who imprisoned him for 9 years, to bring electoral reforms, and they shook hands. He shook hands with Mwai Kibaki to restore peace in Kenya. Shook hands with President Uhuru Kenyatta to protect national unity. And yes, recently, he shook hands with His Excellency President William Somai Ruto to prevent the collapse of the Kenyan state. Only a true patriot pays such a high price for peace, despite being stolen from his elections. Honorable Speaker, Raila Odinga was never a tribalist. He detested tribalism with every fiber of his being. He championed the right of minorities and always ensured that marginalized communities found a voice and a place at the table, just like me. Whenever given an opportunity to lead, he appointed and empowered Kenyans from all tribes, balancing his teams with fairness, diversity, and merits. It's because of a non-tribal politics that ODM enjoys a massive following across breadth and length of Kenya, as we celebrate ODM at 20 this Thursday in Mombasa to 17. His strongest political base was Nairobi, capital city. The most cosmopolitan region. For those who don't understand, the broad-based government began in Nairobi through maandamano. It didn't come out of slices of bread. It was out of sweat, out of blood, out of cold cells for some of us that broad-based came into being. And we will continue to speak it to be on record. That broad-based did not come out of chips and hamburger. It came out of sweat. Honorable Speaker, Baba was our finest political orator of our time. A master of words and wit, his eloquence on campaign trail could electrify crowds and send tremors through his opponents. His political communication was unmatched, and his use of vivid analogies and vitendawili made his message resonate deeply with the common citizens. Through this, he simplified complex political issues, inspiring hope and unity across the nation. His grasp of Kenya, history, and political landscape was extraordinary. No wonder a doctor who was attending to Jacom in India, after seeing us welcoming Jacom in JKIA, she wrote and said, "I did not know who I was handling."
Honorable Majority Leader, your light is off. You may conclude.
Leader of Majority has 10 minutes, Speaker.
Please, you have accumulated 15 minutes
Thank
already.
You. His grasp of Kenya, in 1 minute, Speaker, I'm done. His grasp of Kenyan history, political landscape was extraordinary. He could narrate national journeys as though he had lived every chapter by himself. Baba was a scholar, a mechanical engineer, who engineered every politics in Kenya, year in, year out. Honorable Speaker, the journey to Canaan, as he promised, and you remember at a time he said, "I may not be there, but together you will be there." He never said, "I will be there with you." He said, "I may not be there, but together you will be there." Honorable Speaker, that is our Jacom, who believed despite the fact he will not be in Canaan with us in blood and flesh, we will be there. Honorable Speaker, beyond politics, Baba was a sportsman par excellence. I remember many occasions watching football with him at Serena. Our team remains one. Team ya Baba, the team called Arsenal, #1 currently in the Premier League. And he championed each day. I remember one day he was flying with you, Speaker. He had to land a chopper on a road. You are there with Kerry, just to rush to watch football. He landed his chopper on a tarmac, just to close a nearby restaurant to watch Arsenal play. Baba was a sportsman. Honorable Speaker, I want what touches me most, that history will one day remember this house for. This is the only house in Kenya that passed a motion on 12th of October 2021 to rename Mbagathi Way to Raila Odinga Way when he was still alive. And on that note, let me acknowledge the lady called Emily Oduor. Emily Oduor stood firm, Honorable Speaker. When I brought that motion between this house, even my friends ran away that day. They ran away. They said this Teso boy is imagining too much to give Raila Odinga road. Who is he? And today, Emily stood firm, and even the Speaker, Benson Kangara, ran away from this house. That's how Raila Odinga's life is. And I look each day, today, There are those who celebrate not for mourning, but for what they did wrong to him. Woe unto you, may God forgive you. Lastly, Honorable Speaker, this city nation will never be the same again without Raila Odinga. He shaped our politics, our democracy, our economy, and our consciousness. He lived Winston Churchill's truth that courage is what it takes to stand up and break. Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen. That was the lifelong creed of my party leader, my boss, a man who gave me a name, Jateso Achiel Kende. Honorable Speaker, even though Baba rests, his legacy marches on in us, in our streets, in this house. He still calls us to defend devolution. In every young Kenyan who believes tomorrow can be better, we must stand up for what Baba believed in. Honorable Speaker, Raila Odinga ran his race. He kept the faith. He delivered Kenya to a new dawn, which we must sustain as a young generation. His soldiers shall carry forward his torch. We shall protect devolution. We shall defend democracy. We shall walk in truth and justice. And we shall forever proclaim that Baba was a gift to Kenya and a blessing to Africa. Though the king has rested, the crown lives on forever. And Baba, why give us 72 hours? You could have given us 7 months to mourn you. But always, as you said, when Baba says left, it is left. When says it's right, it's right. And we did our best within 72 hours to give you a resting peace. May his soul rest in eternal peace. My father, my mentor, my elder. No one else in Kenya can reach where Raila Odinga reached in our lives. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.